So I really loved how Hanji just came in there and told Shades, you're not special, you're butthurt because you're not special, so shut the fuck. Like, Hanji was like speaking what I was thinking throughout the chapter. Like, this motherfucker, he was really just jealous and like upset about shit. Like, this chapter, while granted we didn't get any progression on the main timeline, it did give us more context and more clues as to some of the events in the story, as well as what's going on with Grisha, or what happened with Grisha for that matter, and a little bit of the possible origins of Grisha as well. Now, one of the big things is that Grisha was found outside the wall, and he was completely clueless to the scouts and this world. He wanted to find out about this world, and honestly, this chapter made me believe that Grisha definitely has some sort of connection to the Ape Titan, and I think they're from the same era. There's a big possibility that Grisha, along with a few other people, possibly even Ymir, is from that same time as well, because he was like just confused about things, and then he was actually like curious, like, oh, so there's an economic crisis, but there's peace, and people aren't really living in fear of the Titans because the walls are keeping them out. I wouldn't be surprised if Grisha was there for the creation of the Titans. And I was reading this chapter and I started brainstorming and thinking, and what if the Titans were created as a solution to war? What if they were like, okay, people are going to be peaceful if they cannot basically go at each other's necks and whatnot. We'll surround these walls and have everybody in there, and we'll have this threat that's outside, so people won't really venture off, but people will be a lot more peaceful. Honestly, that's what I was starting to think. Like, maybe the Titans were created as a solution to other problems in the world, and Grisha was around for that time, him and the Ape Titan, which kind of makes me wonder, like, okay, if he knew of the Ape Titan, or he had some dealings with him, why didn't he deal with him in the past? Also, what made him come to his senses? Was he roaming around as one of those Titans this entire time, and then ran into the wall? Did he come from a different part of the world? So many questions as to why was Grisha found outside the walls and had no idea what the fuck was going on. You could definitely see that he was from a time long before. I mean, if his name wasn't even in the registry, he's definitely from some other time period, and just that in and of itself already gets me excited. Like, so Grisha does have some ties and some dealings with the Ape Titan. I can assure that. And it also got me thinking as well, if you look at it, Grisha had some of the DNA for these Titans, and you can see that the Ape Titan, you know, that guy, whatnot, he was connected with Annie, Reiner, and Bertolt. What if he basically was using for his own ambitions some of these people and giving them the serum and turning them into Titans so he can do what he wanted to do? Is like starting to piece together slowly, like he was maybe making his own, you know, soldiers for his own war, his own ambitions or whatever, but at the same time, what would be his ambitions at this point? Is it to basically wipe out humanity once and for all? Maybe Grisha wanted to preserve humanity and protect it, while this ape guy wanted to completely wipe it out. Maybe this ape guy is butthurt that Grisha took his bitch back like 100 years ago, similar to Shades. Like, I'm sorry, Shades, you're salty as fuck. Like, the way he went at Eren's mom back then, like, you don't know, not blah blah blah, like, pa, you mad you ain't hitting that, right? I know you mad. And we also got a little bit of backstory as well as to how Erwin came into his position as commander. Pretty much Shades was like, I'm shit, I suck, yo, Erwin, you take over. So, a little bit of backstory there as well, giving us some context more. Like, honestly, even though we didn't progress in the timeline right now, we still like just having this conversation or whatever, it ultimately gave us more insight into things in the past that can eventually help us to piece together what's going on right now. And one of my favorite scenes, honestly, was a flashback to finding out that when Eren had the damaged gear, it was Shades that did it all along. But he wasn't doing it like, I want to embarrass this motherfucker, I hate this motherfucker. It was more so his mom thought, why do you need to be special? Why can't you just be happy being a normal person? And he felt the same way, like, okay, I wasn't there to save her, I couldn't rescue her, I don't want her son to go out like this. He's gonna eventually die out there, so let me stop him from eventually having to go out there. And Eren was just special. He was special to the point where, like, even though he fucked with the gear or whatnot, Eren was still able to, you know, use it and whatever. So basically, like, Shades, honestly, it's kind of sad. Like, the message there's a couple different messages there, but one of them is definitely like, you can't force something. If that's not you and that's not your life, then you just have to ultimately accept it. You can't just keep on, like, Shades was never special, and no matter how many times he tried to do things and fuck people over, fate and destiny is gonna overcome it all. So even if you're trying to wiggle your way and fuck people over and do this and that, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. And also finding out as well that Shades was the one that found Eren, which kind of made me wonder, because I was like, okay, after Eren ate his father, then what happened? So finding out that Shades was the dude that found him or whatever, just really pieced together nicely to the even early episodes and early chapters of Attack on Titan. And with all that being said, this was a good chapter. good to very good, honestly. I'm in between like 7.5 to an 8. Granted, we didn't progress in the main timeline, but just the backstory and everything pieces more. And like finding out that Grisha was found outside the walls, had no idea about this world, was curious, almost as if it was like, so this is how things turned out after our inventions or whatever. Maybe Grisha was one of the people behind creating the Titans. Maybe him and the Ape Titan are the last remnants of that era. So yeah, good stuff. Let me know what you guys think though. Do you think that Grisha knew the Ape Titan? Why didn't he stop him if he did? Was it that they both had different ambitions? Was he from that time when the Titans were created? Like, and how did he survive up until that point? I mean, we know he was a Titan, but like, why wouldn't he eventually have come to this, you know, the walls or whatever, if he was around all this time? And yeah, we're all thoughts of the chapter. Another good Attack on Titan chapter, but that's all I have for this review. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, if you could do so as well, that'd be amazing. I'm from the world, and as always, people, have an awesome day.